Welcome back to our studios today, and my name is Alan Hoy, bringing you the updates from Iran versus Israel conflict. Why am I talking about Russia? Russia should be Russia and Ukraine conflict, but now we're talking about Iran versus Israel conflict. A conflict that began by Israel striking hard into into Iran's territories, trying to destroy all the nuclear facilities in Iran, disabling air defense of Iran. Maybe they were planning for something much greater than we might not understand. But what is over here now is the war is on. Israel sending missiles, projectiles to Iran. Iran sending back ballistic projectiles back to Israel. And people are scared. And many people are asking questions: is Israel going to fall under the hand of Iran? Is Khamenei going to destroy Israel, as they have always promised, as they have always sworn that Israel must be destroyed? Are they going to do that? We don't really know if that is going to happen. But again, are the odds much better for Iran to be able to destroy Israel? As much as they have thousands and thousands of ballistic missiles with them, they have already sent over 1,000 missiles back to Israel, or to Israel. There are those that have been hit, and there are those places that have not been hit. But again, for the first time, Israel has received it harder, because some of the missiles that have been sent from Iran to Israel hit Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Jerusalem. Some getting some casualties from them. 4 to 7 people dead, but 240 dead estimated 240 dead in Iran. That's largest casualty, because when it comes to human life, even one life is still very, very important and never ought to be lost. And yeah, it's still happening. Some people are saying it's a power of technology, Israel versus Iran and Israel. Israel is known of its technology, best technology. Talk about the David Shield, talk about the Iron Dome, talk about the Arrow 3, talk about any other defensive mechanism that US will bring. Of course, US won't just allow Israel to go down, as most people think, and US won't relent, because Israel is a best ally, and Israel, technically and military-wise, Israel is helping the US to defend his interest or her interest in the Middle East, because Israel is the only permanent ally of Israel when it comes to things to do with the military. And remember, the narrative here is that they're trying to stop the production of nuclear warheads in Iran, that they say, or they allege, that the RGS, that the Islamic religion, Islamic regime of Iran is working on. And that is what Israel doesn't want to happen. Israel doesn't want the nuclear weapons or nuclear warheads to be in the hands of such a regime, because the Iranian Islamic regime has sworn to destroy and completely destroy Israel. So if they get the nuclear war weapons, it will be easy for them to have a higher bargaining hand and maybe fulfill their long-term desire of bringing Israel down. And with that, US cannot allow. Remember, it's the shaping of the new world order, and US will still want to remain to be the big daddy, watching over each and everything that is happening around the world and bullying the rest of the nations. And with that, the US won't allow. The only thing that is becoming a problem of the head of the snake, that many say and many think is the Islamic regime of Iran, is the main objective over here. I don't think if Netanyahu is smart enough to do anything that is beyond that. But again, from the X and from the news we've had so far, the people were saying that there was a phone call between Trump and Putin for like 1 hour. These guys were talking and were discussing about what is happening within Iran, between Iran and Israel. And Trump says cutting off the head of the snake, that is Khamenei, is not a good idea. But that is the main idea with Netanyahu, because that is, he feels if the head is off, the rest of the body will be dysfunctional. That is what he thinks. But let me ask a question. Why is Putin talking about whatever is happening between Iran and Israel when he's causing a lot of chaos in Ukraine? Okay, leave that one aside. That was not important. The updates are on Israel and Iran. Okay, there are very many things that are in between Israel and Iran. Okay, there's a rumor of which I would deal with it as a rumor. There's a rumor of an all-out war, an all-out nuclear war. But let me tell you this, and you believe me on this and understand me very, very, very well on this. There will never be an all-out nuclear war in this world. There will never be an all-out nuclear war in this world, because if that one happens, no one will survive. Even the very elite that we think can survive this will not survive. How long will the Air Force One survive? How long will the doomsday plane of of Putin survive? It won't. Okay, even if they survive in the skies for that long, when they come back, that needs to land. The planes need to land. Where will they land? Will they land on an already polluted, nuclear polluted environment? How will they survive? Even if they stay in those bunkers, for these years, they will say stay in those bunkers. They might die in those bunkers, or whatever they have might go, get finished, depleted within, and they'll still want to come back to. So the idea of an all-out nuclear war will never ever happen. No one should ever lie to you that will ever happen. These ones, they're just using it as stories to tease the other. Like, I have 1,000 nuclear warheads, so if you dare me, I will push the red button and all of them will come to your country. No, it's not about the country of these people. It's about the survivability of the whole world. Like, will the whole world can handle that? And when we talk about the whole world, we're talking about even that guy who pulled or who pressed the red button. Okay, when I talk about the red button, most of the people understand. So that is the game that you're playing over here. Like, that is just what people say, a scapegoat of trying to destabilize the Islamic regime in Iran and bring in a government that the US and Israel can manipulate or can control or remote control to do whatever they want. We said it's a new world order shaping up. India is claiming, and India is crying, because India has invested heavily in Iran. They have invested billions and billions of Indian rupees in Iran, and those rupees cannot go at waste. So if Iran is at war for the longest, that means the projects that India is doing in Iran will go down, and India won't finish up whatever they're doing. Again, India depends on Iran for natural gas, a lot of natural gas. If there is war in Iran, that means that the natural gas that comes from Iran to India will cease to go, or even if it go, it means things will not be okay. So India has to play safe in this, because indeed they have to do it. And then again, India is building I think a road project that is going through Iran, Israel, up to the Red Sea, to try to connect the trade in between all these countries. So if there is a full-out war between Israel and Iran, this project will stall, and maybe India would have lost a lot of. But again, this is politics, and geopolitics plays part of most of the lives and most of the decisions that we made, especially for us lay people who don't really understand what is happening around inside the closed doors of the elite. Okay, those who call themselves elite. Of course, I'm one among the elites, but yeah, you might not really understand that. So that is the case, and that's what I'm trying to say. Whatever happens in between Israel and Iran, I don't know what you think will happen. I don't know if you think Iran is going to win this battle, but no, I don't think. Most of the Muslims or Islam countries think so, but again, that won't happen. And even Israel won't want to win. I believe they'll get to a place where they will both have to sit down and agree for a ceasefire. But again, that has been proposed so far. Iran has said no to that. They are not backing down. They fully want to do whatever they want to do. But where I used to come from, okay, where I was born, currently I'm reporting from Tel Aviv, but where I was born, they used to say this in Swahili, siku ya nyani kufa miti zote uteleza, na mbio sakafuni huishia wapi? Ukingoni. Ukingoni as the shores. Like, you can run on the dry land, but when you get to the shores, you can't continue because there are waters ahead of you. The other one that I said for in the first place was siku ya nyani kufa miti zote uteleza, like the day that the monkey will die. Okay, monkey dies, all the trees are slippery, so when he jumps to the other tree, slips down, the other tree slips down until he's killed. And I believe this is what is really happening with Khamenei. I believe that's what's happening. We make wrong decisions until you're caught in between those wrong decisions and you're destroyed. So I don't know. I don't know what you think about all that I've said, but again, let's not be scared. Of course, there'll be consequences to other nations on what's happening, especially those who depend on Israel for produces, oil, gas, name them. There will be some problems in there because the consistency of the flow of the trade will be cut down for some time. until stabilization is found in these countries. The church, what's the church doing? I know most of you guys, most of the people have started sending wrong messages and telling you that the world is coming to an end. Okay, the world will end, but not with the nuclear bombs detonating in between the atmosphere. No, it won't happen that way. So all in all, let's pray for all these countries. Let's pray for Israel. I'll continue praying for Israel and wishing Israel the best in all this, or also wish Iranian people the best in all this. As we usually say, sometimes the wars, not sometimes, 99.99% of the wars that are fought in the world are determined by two people who think that they're strong enough to fight each other, and they don't want to go to a boxing ring and fight each other. They want to use young people that they have manipulated to think that the other party is bad and the other party is bad, and send those young people and young women to the battlefield to go and kill each other for the sake of the points or other whatever of the senior person who sent them. So let's pray for our sisters and brothers who are on the battlefront. Pray for protection, pray for restoration, pray that these other two big pictures, big people, God will see them through and they will stop fighting and they'll call off the fights and bring peace in this world. But again, will there be peace? No. Such a times were prophesied. They will happen, so they have to happen. All in all, see you on the next updates. That is tomorrow. Don't leave without subscribing and leave us a comment on the comment section. We love you. Bye.